What's up, FIFA Tiers, and welcome back to the FUT Tiers Podcast. Well, I say that. Today it's actually going to be only 2 FUT Tiers, as Brad is not available. He is feeling a little under the weather, and no, it is not a Porto right winger. But Mers, how have you been getting on this week? How you been in the time since the last episode?
Not too bad. Obviously, very happy that FIFA is finally here. I think that's the biggest one out of all the how am I feeling right now. Although, like, I've wanted to maybe get some better players for certain positions and stuff because I'm still waiting for a left back on my RTG, but we'll talk about that later. But other than that, it's all good. It's all good.
But I say, talking of RTGs, mine's not exactly got off to a flyer either. But as I said, that'll come in time. It's all about progression.
Exactly,
mate.
Progression.
But yeah, it's been an alright week. You know, FIFA coming out. I've not actually been on it as I'd normally be. I've been a bit more laissez-faire, I think would be the business term of describing it. A bit more hands-off. Although I'm starting to trade a bit more, I'm getting investments ready, etc. But yeah, we're just getting started, and we're loving life. And I'm actually enjoying the game now. I'm actually starting to enjoy the game. I've adapted. Spoiler alert, I absolutely hated this game when it came out. I struggled so much with adapting from skill moves left and right to I'm having to retract back to when I was like playing FIFA 20, FIFA 19, FIFA 18, etc. I didn't do a skill move to save my life back then. I'm having to revert back to my previous self. Beforehand, I'd get into a situation and go, on FIFA 21, I should do a skill move here. And I got caught in no man's land going, what skill move to do? Now, I'm going, I know what skill move I should be doing here, but it doesn't work anymore. Oh God, I've lost the ball. But I've coped, I've gotten better, and now I'm actually enjoying the game with a 3-5-2 as my formation of choice. It's working, and even not using pace too much. What about you? What's your starter team looking like?
My starter team's not looking too badly on my RTG or on my content creation account. I'd say the big main marquee player for my RTG account is Mr. Bruno Fernandes. And on the thing is this is spoiling the pack pulls later on a little bit, but oh well. And Human Song is the marquee player on the content creation account, but obviously I'll probably be selling him once his price peaks out a little bit. But what about you? With your what are your two marquee players? Or wait, are you doing the two accounts? Because I can't remember if you.
I'm doing 2 accounts. I'm doing the RTG and I'm doing the main account. And Jot, my favourite player is on both those accounts. And Jot, I'm probably going to play. He's probably going to be my first player review. I haven't seen any so far when I looked, and that's on my boy Andre Silva. Surprise package, but for anyone who knew me in the hype leading up to 22, I was saying based off the beta that I played, crossing was really good. I was going to enjoy someone with good heading who looked like a good player. Andre Silva. I was telling people day dot that this card would be someone who I'd like, and I wasn't wrong. He's been carrying the RTG account at least. Him and Icardi have been doing bits. So he's probably my favourite player. Yeah, I've got some good players which we'll reveal later. We don't want to make this too sort of scheduled into segments. We'll have things bleeding into other stuff. We'll have things bleeding in and out as Mers mentioned. You got Son, you got Fernandes. Certain bits will bleed into each other, but we don't want to become too structured that it's wooden. So we've got some good players that we'll talk about later. I've said that and I've just gone really structured. But it's fine. We got some good players. I've started buying and selling a few people actually. I've started to get some investments. But talking of pack pools we mentioned, there was some controversy, wasn't there, Mers?
There was, which is leading to, obviously, we're recording right now on the Monday, and last night, at midnight, obviously the Ultimate Edition dropped. Xbox users got all their content straight away. But I don't think everyone has actually been getting their stuff. I think some people are still waiting to get hold of the 4,600 points and the Team of the Week. But yeah, at midnight, I was waiting for the PlayStation side for it to give us our bonus content that we get, which is the Team of the Week and the 4,600 points at the moment, because obviously the one to watch pack and the hero card like come at a later date, but for today, but it didn't drop. And I was like, oh great. So I waited all night for this, and it's not happened. I woke up this morning, I loaded up my PlayStation, I saw my pack, but I didn't have my 4,600 points. So,
really?
Yeah, I didn't have the 4,600 points. I didn't get the 4,600 points until when I went on the companion app around 3 o'clock or something like that. That's when I saw that I had the points. So it might have been added to my account before then, but that's when I noticed they were actually on my account. So yeah, I've been getting messages from like people saying, oh yeah, they still haven't got theirs. When are they going to get it? I just keep saying, oh, just like log on to FUT and hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll be on there. But I don't know whether it's EA's fault or something, because obviously when you're on Xbox, you get to obviously download the Ultimate Edition before the release, whereas on PlayStation, you're not allowed to download the game until it's actually released. And the trial is not the Ultimate Edition, it's the Standard Edition. So I wonder if that had a little bit of why people on PlayStation didn't get it straight away at midnight like the Xbox users did. But also, how did you who did you get in your Team of the Week, and how did you spend your 4,600 points?
Well, with regards to some of the bits before there, I sort of persevered a little bit more. I'm slightly more nocturnal than Mers is, so I actually got my FIFA points and my Team of the Week pack at about 12:30. I was going to actually do a troll TikTok, and I sort of addressed that in said TikTok. That I was basically going to be showing how to get 4,600 FIFA points and a guaranteed Team of the Week. And I was going to do something along the lines of, all you need is 10k and about 30 quid. And then just show buying FIFA points off of EA, etc. But as I came out of my squad battles game to do that, they'd arrived, so I was like, that's a nice touch. I'll take that. Cheers. But then it only gave me Gerson's and another 83. I can't even remember who. So it might have been someone like Carlos Vela. Wasn't exactly what I was looking for. I did try and save 300 for a draft for the series in the week, but yeah, let's just say I may have gone down to 150 and forgot about that. One thing I do know though, is a lot of people are annoyed at the 4,600 FIFA points, and for a separate reason, and that is known as RTG accounts, because they now have for the rest of FIFA 100 FIFA points sitting there, staring them in the face, and their OCD's killing them. Yeah, and that is because the 5k pack got removed. Simple as that.
I'm one of those people, to be fair, because I've spent it, and I'm contemplating whether it break the rules just a tiny buy a little. I was actually thinking about saving 700. I was going to save 700.
No. Here we go. Listen to me on this one.
Yeah.
How about you just go ahead and you buy £5 worth. Now, hear me out.
All right.
You spend it on drafts for the draft series on that account and do the discards on your other account. That could be a smart way for you to lose the 100 and to then it's a way around it. It's a way you can do
it. Yeah, but then if I suddenly
if it affects your OCD that much, and then you'd actually do the discards on your main account and your sort of your main account, your money spending account, and it gets rid of the 100. It solves both problems. It gets you 2 drafts. It works. It's an idea. Just an idea.
It's an idea. It's a food for thought situation right there. But I was in my head when I was working out. I was like, I'll go down to 700 points, and when they release a promo pack,
mega pack.
Yeah, I'll open that up. There we go, done and dusted. It's all fine. I was just like, nah, I want to open up another one. Open up another one, and then I was just like, yeah, I just couldn't hold. I just couldn't hold it in. I just wanted the coins in some ways now. Sell those kits for like 400 coins right now, you know, help with that RTG account that I can't buy players on because it's a first owner one anyway. But I have a way around it. I'm going to save the coins, and I'm tempted to do gold upgrade packs during one to watch. I think that might be what I might do on the RTG account. My team of the week.
So your RTG, to be fair, your RTG sounds a bit like sort of thinking old school here, like a Nick 2080 Pack Gods Road to Glory. It's a gimmick involved on it. It's not just an RTG. It's a first owner RTG. It
is a first owner RTG, and to be fair, it is looking good as a first owner RTG at the moment. But the team of the week player for myself was Kamara.
Mine was bad as well.
Yeah, Norwegian bloody striker in the MLS, which doesn't really help situations. Although I did get something not too bad in my 4,600 points, but before I reveal who it was, I'll let you obviously start talking about the pack pools.
So I need to just address who I got in the team of the week pack, because I don't think I said. I got the Argentine winger Berterame.
The 79.
Not exactly the one you're after.
No, definitely.
But as you said, definitely not good enough. It's definitely not what you want. Oh, you get a pre-order team of the week. Oh, it's not a player pick. Oh, what a shock! You're getting this. You're getting either the Ukrainian, or the Argentine, or the Norwegian? I believe you said.
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
It's like very few people are going to get Salah realistically.
Oh yeah, I saw someone. I saw a couple of like Diaz's. There'll be some others. Like Ismaila Sarr, who's someone I've actually invested in this week. Because I mean, team of the week one informs I think are a smart investment choice. Yeah. But part of what we're talking about here, though, as you said, pack pools. My main one, at least, my main pack pool was Paul Pogba. He was the one I've gone to. I've got a couple players like an Immobile, an Insigne. I think there was some others in there as well. My starter pack, I got Lacazette, which is always a good sign. An 82 non-rare, you're taking your starter pack in a good league with a good nation. That's SBC fodder right there, and that's exactly what he was. Fortunately, I think he ended up getting one of the. I think it's one of the nation hybrids, one of those ones, done fairly cheaply. Yeah, but there's a few ones in there, but I kind of want to withhold some, as there's a guessing element to some series that we'll be doing soon. Anything from you, Maz?
I mean, I don't mind going in with the big guns, revealing and stuff like that, because I think most of the time. It's more of the obscure ones that we'll try and guess, that and some of the big guys. Like, I don't think we'll put all of our eggs into like episode 1 of like a series. I think we'll maybe potentially risk 1 or 2, but I don't feel like we'll risk all of them. But anyway, on my content creation side, I've got Alisson, Rashford, Heung-min Son, Lewandowski, so the second highest rated gold rare card in the game I packed, but unfortunately he's not really worth a great deal of coins, to be fair. The main one obviously being Son. I think Alejandro Gomez is about 20k, so obviously that looks like a good one. Rated. I'm trying to think of all the most valuable ones. I think that is everybody. I've got some others that are around like the 20 to like 10 to 20, maybe 25k sort of mark. But those that I've mentioned on the one account. So on the RTG account, so with the 4,600 points, I packed Lukaku.
Yeah,
great one.
I packed 2 of him untradeable. That's what I remember.
Exactly.
I did pack 2 untradeable Lukakus. So one of them, had to go. We'll address that in a minute. But I also got Thiago on the RTG account, which I should have said. That's the one highlight for the RTG account. It's sad as that sounds.
And other ones on the RTG account. So both, up to a point, I wasn't really getting anyone decent. Then all of a sudden, in one night, I got Bruno Fernandes. Then the pack after that, which was a gold players pack, so just one rare card in it, I got Jadon Sancho. And then in an objectives pack, I then got Sterling. So I've got a nice little sort of like midfield attack going on with that team. But I haven't really packed anyone great in the defensive side of things, like value-wise anyway. But there are quite a few players that I'm enjoying that I've packed for sure. Like, say for instance, Makis on my RTG account. Ake, like in previous... this is the weird thing about like FIFAs. Like, say for instance, last year with FIFA 21, right? Before FIFA 21, I hated using Neymar. Then I enjoyed using Neymar last year. So this year, it's Ake's turn. So in previous FIFAs, I've not really enjoyed using Ake, but this year I'm enjoying using Ake. And I think it's a little bit down to the mechanics of the game, I think. And defending is so much... I'm still bad at it, but it feels so much different that I can use players that I would have gone, I don't like short defenders. But this year I'm like, do you know what? That guy is like doing bits for me in defense and always picks up the ball in the right place, like getting the interceptions. To be fair, I don't know about you, but interceptions seem to be OP this year.
Yes, they are.
They are.
I don't think I can ever get over this, Mers. You've gone into somehow you've just compared Neymar to Nathan Ake. I don't think I can. That is a parallel I never thought I saw happening. Neymar. Ake.
Yeah, it's a
very big leap.
It's a very big leap. But it's like picking a player that I suppose at this stage it's like the lower rated ones are the ones that we're using, and there's always like some hidden gem. Like next to him, I have Konsa from Aston Villa, and again another like. There's just so many defensive players that just shining lights that there's just so you can use nearly anybody this year. It's like goalkeepers. It's like any goalkeeper is a good goalkeeper. Like last year, if you used like an 80 rated goalkeeper, you'd be like probably cursing every 5 seconds because they're not doing
Donnarumma.
Yeah, or Donnarumma or as a high rated. You'd be cursing. You'd be cursing all the time. But this year, you can use an 80 rated goalkeeper, and they're making saves. That's the greatest thing.
They're mental. Always the fine point for goalkeepers was 82 rated or 81 maybe at a push, because I think Butland was 81 rated when he was good. But Pope's been 82 rated for the longest time, and he was always good on FIFA. Now he's 83. That's not quite the same, but heck, it doesn't matter this year. But we do need to briefly touch on our currently bedridden. I assume he's bedridden. I don't know. It's not COVID, so it's fine. But our bedbound comrade in Brad, to briefly cover his pack pulls, he sent us a list of them. He did only briefly when we asked him what he'd got. He'd originally just come back saying, "I only got Mbabu and Coman," and then mentioned in a different statement that he'd spent 24k FIFA points and got so many more walkouts pre-release than post-release. So something didn't add up. So then we actually got the answers out of him. So he has indeed packed Jamie Vardy, Sergio Ramos, Thomas Muller, Aguero, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Andy Robertson, Lorenzo Insigne, Laporte, and featured team of the week, Ivan Toney. I was trying to think of the word featured. I couldn't think of it for a second there.
Yeah.
So you got the double upgraded Team of the Week item. Some solid pools in there. Not, I guess, the two most expensive ones he mentioned separately on their own. But there's some nice cards in there. There's a lot worse things you can pull out of them. Let's be honest. They could have all been, who's a terrible 86? They could have all been Gerard Moreno, even though he's usable this year. It's fine. There's some good pools in there. For 24k, you'd probably hope for something maybe a little bit better, but still solid. And considering you did get cards like Mbabu at 25k, there's worse things that could happen, let's be honest.
I do think he's also sold probably all those players, because obviously he did mention that he was going to sell everybody and basically pump all the coins straight away into a starter team.
Who could forget the statement last week about U7 buy, etc. Man wants a sponsorship desperately. First he tried it in a video of me of a Muller corner, and now he's trying it with a U7 buy again. So we'll see if that comes to fruition. Brad, good luck with that. But Job, it's about time we look at what my Lukaku went into, because I did say I got 2 untradeable Lukakus. I also got 2 untradeable Correas. So they went into the brand new Xherdan Shaqiri Ones to Watch item that came out today. It doesn't look that good of a card. It's just, if this was a different style of FIFA, if skill moves mattered more, this card would have probably seen some use. Still not got incredible stats. With 1 inform, depending on how generous they are with informs this year, it could be a good card. I mean, as I think Brad mentioned, they do want to possibly give him a cam card because he plays there in real life for Leon. But, you know, EA and getting right positions, let's not get ahead of ourselves. But it looks like an okay card. I think it's like 18k probably. Like with how cheap most cards are these days, fodder's not worth anything. 18k, but would you really want to spend that on a card that the inform will probably be that price anyway, unless it's god tier?
Yeah, that's the problem. Is it for me? I don't like the look of it, and I think the biggest thing that's put me off is the 83 rated squad. Like, because you had obviously that dupe Lukaku,
83 and an 88 straight off the bat,
basically made it obsolete, that 83, because you basically did it for free of charge. Whereas in, like, if you haven't got that high rated dupe and you don't really at this stage, that fodder's cheap, cool, fine, but you want to think carefully, because also you're gonna think about your coins. You're thinking long term. Do you want to pump 83s into a Shaqiri SBC? And I've just looked, he's played 4 matches so far for them, and he's got 1 goal, 1 assist. Now,
it's not a terrible return for a player that was, you know, he's not even in a top 5 league. You got to remember that's now a thing. Got to remember that
exactly.
Would this class with his player of the month, if he got one? I'm saying with his player of the month. If he ended up getting a player of the month, would that actually stack into his ones to watch? Surely not.
No, because it's only going to be
thinking headliners,
man of the matches, team of the weeks, team of the group stages, which they're obviously in Europe. So if he does well in the European competitions with them, guess that is plausible as well. But those are the only 3, as far as I'm aware. Like cards, performance-based cards that will realistically aid towards the one to watch. However, there is the other thing with one to watch. Don't forget, when the team wins the next amount of games, I think it's within 10 games, they've got to win them. Obviously, it gets that initial upgrade,
and that's from when they're released. So they'll be depending. It'll be from now for him. For other teams, obviously, that'll be more interesting. But let's have a look at Leon's upcoming games. He actually didn't prepare for this. We can absolutely have a look. Leon. So let's have a look at Leon's next 10. And let's see if they face PSG in that time period.
I think they might be playing them. Let's have a look. So they've got Monaco. That's a big game.
Saint Etienne on Sunday is the first game. Monaco, Nice, Lens, Stade Rennais, Marseille in a derby match. I think that's a grudge match. I don't know too much about French football. I believe that is a grudge match based off my understanding. Montpellier, Stade de Reims, Bordeaux, and then Lille is the final game from the looks of it.
So
at least it doesn't have to be consecutive, does it? It just has to be X amount one in time period.
Yes, as far we should have probably researched this to double check.
It would have helped, but
it would have helped, but yeah.
I'd
say
like headline
obviously
for streak, then they might have it in the middle. The middle looked fairly generous.
I don't think it needs to be a win streak. I think they just need to win an X amount, which I think that would be more plausible.
There's hope.
Yeah, because I think a 5 win streak, like for one to watches, are like only the bigger teams surely could accomplish that. Like the middle teams, they can go on winning streaks, but most of the time,
just look at Brighton. You know, they're doing well. I've not looked at the game. How's the game coming along? Live coverage.
It's
0-0. 0-0, and there's been a booking for Adam Lallana. Riveting stuff. Although Palace look to be the team in control at the moment. More possession, 5 shots to Brighton's 1 on target. So Brighton might not be heading to the top of the table. We'll hope. I actually want them to. It'd be nice, especially considering I predicted them to get relegated in my Prem predictions. Be a nice positive thing, remembering how good I am at predictions.
I mean, wow, we could. I could just bring up about somebody else, another team that was at the top of the table, and
we could get into that in a second.
Yeah,
we still got to cover one other.
Yeah,
we need to hear, importantly, what Brad thinks on the matter. He wrote us our whole script. It's all good. So he doesn't. He's getting, honestly, his honest view is that he believes that Shaqiri is like Tonali last year, except me and Mers humbly disagree, because Tonali looked usable at the start of the game.
Yeah.
It was actually a fairly usable card, and people could enjoy using that card for maybe a couple months. But we get the point that it doesn't look like he'll probably get that much of an upgrade that will make him worth doing. Although I think Tonali was worth like 10k when first came out. Same with Hwan Hee-chan. Both of them were meta relevant.
Yeah,
Shaqiri,
not expensive.
Less
I think
so much.
Probably like I think it might have been like a 77 rated squad or something, or 79. Like it was not. It was just single squad. That's what I remember the most. But it was not expensive to do in.
Yeah, it was. They're always the first SBC, and Jot. It's always good to remember this is the first SBC player that has come out this year, Shaqiri. So I don't know if anyone somehow ends up on Who Wants to Be a FIFA Millionaire, and that someone comes up. The answer's Shaqiri. You're welcome.
There you go. 16.6k currently.
That's more than normal. I think an 83 was probably a little bit of a push. I think that the others were like 1 SBC.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of 2, but it's fine. Like cards are very cheap compared to usual. I think low end, so we're fine on that front. Is anything else Brad wants to say whilst we're here? He wants to say that wants to watch hype fully in motion. He's looking forward to the promo and who we get as our free player on October the 1st. Thank you, Brad. We'll be back with you shortly once we get into the real life football with Mers. I don't know why I'm right, but it's fine.
Obviously, with the weekend league results, obviously we're going to be thinking about team of the week and stuff, but there's certain results over the weekend that we got to talk about in particular here. There's been some big upsets across Europe. So Dortmund lost to Mönchengladbach. We had Atletico Madrid losing to Alaves. Man United lost to Villa, and I think the greatest moment in football over the weekend with Emiliano Martinez dancing.
Does love a celebration after a pen, doesn't he? He had it against Yerry Mina. He had it. That was famous. The freaking trash talk to Yerry Mina in Copa America. That was infamous. He loves it. He loves the psychology. He's like the I say the modern day Tim Krul. He's not retired, but it's fine. No. He's like the modern day Tim Krul. There we go. We'll leave on.
Yeah, even though he's currently still playing, but yeah, he certainly loves it, and I'm a bit ashamed that we sold him to Villa, to be honest, because I would love to see him between the sticks at Arsenal, which
he did prove himself as well during the talking of Brighton, during that Brighton that game onwards,
Yes.
Emi Martinez proved himself. That's why Villa bought him.
Yeah, basically.
What do you think now, in hindsight, actually, to get onto the one that's everyone's waiting for us to get onto? By us, I mean, I'm going to not talk much about it, but Mers is probably grinning like a Cheshire cat now. What is your thoughts now on Ramsdale? Now he's got, 3 clean sheets, is it, in a row?
No,
would you say solid replacement?
Because we conceded against you, so it's not...
Oh, yeah, true, we ruined that. We did one thing. I even forgot. I just wiped that from my memory.
Yeah, it was not a clean sheet.
It's not a clean sheet. We stopped that. Yay.
He did make a good save, I will admit, late on. Well, yeah, but I'd say that fingertip save that went onto the crossbar, that was probably the pinnacle of all of the saves over the weekend. But the main person who is impressing me the most in Arsenal is Tommy Ayew. That guy is looking insane in defence for us.
Whilst we decided to go get Emerson instead.
Yeah.
Considering we were linked with Tommy Ayew for quite a while as well, kind of hurts to see. And that definitely, considering how much Armstrong was lauding him up, considering he didn't probably watch much of him, he just went, look, he's Asian. Let's just celebrate him. Oh, look, Heung-min Son. I'm a Spurs fan because of Heung-min Son. And then, look, a Japanese player. Sign him.
Sign him.
He's not signed him. He's gone to Arsenal. Oh, no. Now I'm not sure where his allegiance is, in all honesty. I don't know where his allegiances lie.
I think it's still with Spurs. Yeah. He's a Son fan.
He's
basically. Yeah. But yeah, well, I can't remember. What's the original question, Mike? We sidetracked.
We just got onto. We were talking about the week's results. You'd gotten to we got to a few of them, and then we just jumped to the old Arsenal game. Of all people to bring attention to, it was actually me.
To be fair, I was more wanting to bring most attention to the whole Man United game and.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It needed to be addressed. You can't have a Spurs fan and an Arsenal fan on a podcast without anyone moderating it and not have that get brought up. It felt like we were tiptoeing too much around it. People want to hear this.
I think it's just a case of if it was a month ago, this match, I think it would have been like a different sort of story. But I think it's just our forms have flipped. So we've gone from having the bad form to getting some good form, and you've gone from having sort of like the results of the good form, but now you're like the cracks are starting to show a little bit.
They are.
What are you making?
The international break. The international break. I'd sort of celebrated the international break because it meant Spurs are guaranteed top for 2 weeks. But then we've come back from the international break absolutely woefully. So. As for Kane, I'm going to say it. I don't think he should be starting for Spurs at the moment. He's lost motivation. He looks like a completely different player. Even if it's not showing it in the way he started, like his style of play is still the same. The hunger's not there. He clearly wanted that move to Man City. It's not happened. I still say we should have sold him at the time. I said that at the time as well. It's not just a recent thing. But honestly, I think you need to probably drop him for like a game or two. We were doing well without him, bear in mind. We won the opening 3. He was only there for, I think he only played in one of them. I could be wrong. He came on as a sub in the second one against Wolves. And I think he played in the third one.
Yeah.
Who was that against? Who was the third one?
Who was the third one?
Fine.
It's
fine. We don't need
that information.
Yeah, we know Man City was the opener. We know Wolves was the second, and then the third was someone else who I can't quite remember. And I'm desperately trying to think of it, saying it doesn't matter, but it's fine.
It's fine.
Then we've played 3 London clubs and conceded 3 against all of them, which is always good. It's one of them, champions of Europe. One of them, there was a red card, and then one of them we just weren't good enough. It's as simple as that.
But the biggest thing I say is that with Arsenal at the moment, like with our squad depth, I feel like if we lost one of those like players, especially in that defence, like Gabriel,
I think would be the main one.
Yeah, basically.
Tierney maybe, but Gabriel or Tierney, One of the
if
two.
If they get injured, I'm just like, we'll probably end up start conceding goals again, and then we'll struggle because although we can scored 3 goals against you, but we've only been winning our games 1-0, and that isn't really good enough for a club. Like, when you think about the top 6 teams, you always want to see goals being scored at the end of the day. You don't want to see 1-0s, because then otherwise it's like, well, if you're only scoring 1 goal, then surely there's a bit like question marks over the quality of the team, maybe the style of football. I do still
back to Mourinho 05 though, like, you know, just getting across the line matters. Like, it doesn't have to be. You don't have to score X amount of goals. You have just one. Technically, you just need 1 goal to win a game.
Yeah.
If you don't concede, you don't concede, you don't lose. Simple as that.
But I think also nowadays,
grinding out results does matter.
I think nowadays a lot of teams can clock onto that quite quickly, and then they just like start trying to counteract that a little bit. So like, they'll just like dominate, and then they'll just shoot and just find that way of breaking it down, or they'll just let you then have control of the ball type thing, and then just get you on the counter attack. So there's always ways around it, I feel. Like Leeds, for instance, I'm still saying like Leeds last year, like loads of teams didn't know much about Leeds style football, so the Leeds were beating those smaller teams. This year, the smaller teams I'm feeling, and you've seen it from the results, they know Leeds style football now, so they've now got game plans for it, and Leeds are actually struggling to get the results because everyone knows what they're all about now. So I think,
currently relegation zone as a result of it.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like with Chelsea, I thought Chelsea were actually going to be good, and with the game against Man City and seeing them struggle, like they were pelting balls long. They weren't like playing from the back. They just looked like they were just playing defensively, and then as soon as they got the ball, they didn't know what to do with it, and they were just pelting it long. And
which is ironic, actually, because that's how I'd describe Tottenham playing against Chelsea the week before, in the second half at least. First half we were good. Spurs can put together a half of football, I found out. That's one thing. Spurs can put together only one half of a game. The other half will be dreadful.
Yeah.
That's how it's been.
Because you were the better team in the second half. You definitely came out. It was a bit weird when you made a tactical change of a defender and a more sort of defensive or central midfield rather than an attacking player. But it did seem to work, and you had to
shore up the game, shore up the midfield a little bit more.
You did have some opportunities. Maybe could have got.
We do have breaking news. Zaha has scored for Crystal Palace. So Brighton are not on track to go top. There is a goal for Wilf Zaha. And that, depending on how many goals Wilf Zaha gets, it could get him a team of the week, couldn't it, Mers? Do you want to elaborate on some team of the weeks?
I could. I've got a prediction in front of me. Now, before I go with my prediction, obviously a certain Brad would love to see a Lautaro Martinez in the team of the week. I'm just going to get his little statement here. So, team of the week prediction, loving that Martinez. Looks like the one... sorry. I thought when he said Martinez, he was actually talking about Lautaro.
Oh, no. Is he meaning Emmy?
He is. He is actually talking about Emmy.
You fool.
I thought he was talking about Lautaro. That's the problem is I instantly thought he wanted Lautaro Martinez, to be fair, because he's inside Brad's team at the moment. He's talking about left back Hernandez, which is actually in predictions, to be fair, as well as Martinez. So let's go straight into that. So for this one that I've got on my screen, they've got Cancelo, which you were talking and saying that you would like to see in team of the week.
I have put some bids on some. I've been buying from about 35.
Yeah.
Praying he gets in this team of the week, so I can then ship him for probably 45 next week.
Then Nkunku, who got 2 goals and an assist in a 6-0 win for RB Leipzig, so I feel like that is a good shout, especially for a cam or a midfielder, basically, because any midfielder that scores 2 goals, I feel like is a very good shoe-in to get into Team of the Week. Then
I mean, he's been off to a flyer as Nkunku, just as a side point. I mean, look at the match against, was it Man City Leipzig? He ended up getting a hat-trick and still losing. I think it was.
Yeah.
That was in the Champions League. He got a hat-trick and still lost. That was impressive. He's got 74 shooting. For some reason, I thought he had a little bit less. I thought he was probably in the 60s.
So I
was thinking it could be a usable card then, a usable, well-rounded card.
Yes, good dribbling, 87 as well on this potential Team of the Week card. So that would be. I'm so
used to seeing him as a CDM. I'm so used to seeing him as a CDM, even though last year he had the striker in form. And then I think it was a cam team of the season. So
yeah.
I don't know. I just still associate him as a sort of box to box or DM.
I mean, to be fair,
he's wrong.
He's got reasonable defending stats on him, so you could technically play him as a box to box if you're really fancying it.
I play Vardy there. I'll have to determine just based off work rates, mate.
Then
he's got the work rates. Pow.
Wow. I mean, a certain Jamie Vardy is in this prediction as well, and we know that you love Jamie Vardy in that sort of defensive role, even though he doesn't.
Midfield role.
Yeah, in that midfield role, even though he doesn't really have the midfield stats, in my opinion. But each to their own at the end of the day when it comes to FIFA. Certain people.
He has 3-star skills, which doesn't matter anymore. So
yeah,
it's even more good for me there. What was that voice?
Yeah.
I can't even do that. Jesus Christ, I can't even do that anymore.
Next up is the Emiliano Martinez. I was going to crack a joke about this, like dragging it out, talking about Argentine players doing very well in the respective league, and then turn around saying, "Oh, I meant Emiliano Martinez, not Lautaro Martinez." But if he is 100% in Team of the Week, I do fancy that I want to try and get him. Since, obviously, One to Watch is released at the same time whilst this Team Week is out, and I'm doing some pack openings and stuff. Hopefully I'll catch him. And at the end of the day, goalkeepers tend to be better in pack weight anyway when it comes to opening packs. So exactly.
What a good league, good rating. It could be one to invest for. Come like Footmas.
Exactly.
Or Team of the Year. That's when prices really spike with informs, let's be honest.
Then the next one. Now, this would be interesting what his price is, because he scored in the game against Borussia Dortmund, which is Shaqiri. High pace for a CDM. Always good. And it's a bit hard to tell what his price will be. I feel like it's not going to be like out of the high normalities of like 6 figures. It's going to be 5 figures, but if I had to put a price on Shaqiri right now, I would say 70k maybe, because of the pace. I was
thinking something like that. Yeah, that's the sort of reason I was thinking as well. He's about $5,000 as an 80 rated, bear in mind.
Yeah.
So let's have a look, see if I can find someone similar to him.
I mean, and also because it's an inform, it's a bit. They would be probably higher anyway. Because next up, Locatelli. So now this one's debatable. So in this team, we've both agreed that there's going to be an Arsenal player in there, but we can't decide whether it's going to be Smith Rowe or Saka, because they both got a goal and assist. Now we're saying if EA are clever, they will pick the more pacier person because they're more likely to sell packs or FIFA points than packs. So, but on this one, it's Smith Rowe as a left mid, and if he is left mid, I don't think that is a very attractive card at the end of the day, because it's only 82 pace basically. Yeah, good. And it's not high dribbling as well. Next up, we have. It's
not gonna be like his footies. It's not gonna be like his footies was.
No.
It's not gonna be game changing like that.
No, exactly. Next up, we got Payet. I obviously don't follow the French league, so don't know what he's actually done. He's obviously scored a match-winning goal or something like that. This one's quite interesting. Dest at left back in this prediction, so that's good because that's high pace as well. But not a great nation, realistically, but it is a good club. Vardy, which I've already mentioned. Felipe Anderson. So that's again someone that isn't. That'll be a good card to get because it's going to probably be cheap. So and it holds its value as well because informs don't really go down in value. So it's a good investment. And then Osimhen is the last one for the starting 11 in this prediction. And then I've just quickly looking at
Osimhen. Yeah. I've looked at Payet, by the way. I've looked at what he's done, and I don't think he's getting it. I'm just gonna say that now. He got 2 goals in a 3-2 loss to Lens yesterday. And the other game was a 0-0, I believe. So I don't. Something tells me for a penalty as well being one of them. Penalty was one of the goals, just to detract a little bit more from him. Somehow I don't see Payet happening. And
then on the bench and reserves, the only sort of notable maybe name to mention here is Jonathan David for Lille. So with the high pace but everything else. Although to be fair, this one doesn't have Asensio, which I saw in another one because obviously he scored a hat trick. Now prediction
it was a midweek game.
And the predictions have him as a central midfield card as well.
Interesting.
Which
considering he's a right wing and normally he's a left wing, but he's a right wing this FIFA.
Yeah.
And now he's going to be playing centre mid, which would be more interesting.
Because
the thing I saw Benzema rumoured as well, but both of them did bits. It was a 6-1 win, but it was on the midweek game.
Yeah.
And normally, if we know EA as well as we don't know EA, then it's a midweek game. They don't normally take that into account. It was on the Wednesday specifically, so very peak midweek.
That and the only other notable names that was missing off of that first prediction is Theo Hernandez and Hakimi. Now Hakimi obviously going to be in one to watch, and that would be a good upgrade. And that's just going to make his card
He's
even
extinct at the moment. He's extinct at the moment anyway.
160k as well, which just says a lot, really. I mean, that card does look incredible, to be fair. And if it gets an upgrade, geez. I really don't look forward to first FUT champs because I can see the likes of Hakimi, Ferland Mendy on both flanks.
Marquinhos, Kimpembe. Oh, look, they all link. Mostly get strong links, and Mendy links to Kimpembe.
Yeah.
And you just link that into a centre mid that's French. Pogba, and now goes into Bruno Fernandes to Ronaldo, and then you got a left wing like Sterling. Except, just I haven't given it too much thought though.
No, not at all. Not at all. Clearly not. No,
not at all. But I think now all that's left. So I think we've covered pretty much everything. Is what we're actually going to be doing as FSB this week, as you might, as I believe Mers is about to cover, see the first non-podcast content uploaded there.
Yeah, so this week, obviously, we would be doing this as the freeway battle, basically, which is our bonus draft builder series. But because Brad is poorly, we are just going to do it as a 2-man show. So it's me versus Luke in the bonus draft builder. And then we're also going to be uploading the first of the collab series, which is going to be Budget Builder Face Off. So my series, and I'll be playing against Luke in that one. We are yet to decide who the marquee player is going to be. Obviously, we'll try and make sure that it's a nice looking card. We'll make sure that it's what I would say an attacker. Make
sure it's not Shaqiri. There you go.
Well, it's not. It's not going to be Shaqiri. Basically,
not Shaqiri.
Not Shaqiri. It would be recorded before one to watch, so just basically be an attacker. It'll be an attacker, I would say, realistically.
Yeah, I'd assume so.
Yeah, but with that, obviously, keep your eyes peeled over on our FSB YouTube channel, links to which you'll be able to find in the descriptions down below, along with all of the links to mine, Brad's, and Luke's socials and our individual channels for YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram and YouTube, Twitter, like everything basically is down there. So make sure to check them out. Drop us follows everywhere. And well, it's been another fun, entertaining podcast. You've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it. Hopefully it'll be back to the 3-man podcast next week. But Luke, thank you very much. And
thanks for having me on again.
You're making it sound like it's my podcast for having you on. Yes, Luke is actually the special guest of every episode, basically, of the podcast.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm just only loosely involved. Let's just say that. Let's go with that and cover it off. Yeah, I'm only loosely involved. I don't run the Twitter.
Yeah. Wow, to be fair, we haven't really done much with the Twitter. I've been putting out little bits here and there, but it's fine. It's fine. But guys, thank you very much. And we will see you all next week. And don't forget, we will also see you in the draft series and budget builder face-off. Bye.
Peace out.